it is time to play a game. It is time to play the money game. Welcome to the channel, everybody. I'm OGL Schmitt. This is Custom Creator. It is time for another Ren reaction. Money Game, the Money Game trilogy, has far and away been the most requested song for me. So I'm going to do this in 3 smaller reactions. There, Jenny and Screech had one video that had all 3 parts. There is no official video on YouTube that has all 3 parts of the Money Game. And Jenny and Screech was 13 minutes. It was a 45-minute reaction. This song with all 3 parts would be 20 minutes. That would be, you know how much I talk during these Ren reactions, guys. That'd be a 90-minute reaction. So hopefully when they're all released, we can do a playlist where they can be watched in order, or maybe we can do like a edited video or like a video where that has all 3 reactions together. So um, before I do anything, uh, first off, I want to send some well wishes. I would like you guys to join me, sending all the well wishes we can to Ren himself. The young man has been through a lot of hardship. He's had some medical problems recently, had to be rushed to accident and emergency. Yeah, he's a very driven man, maybe sometimes to his own detriment. But yeah, I respect his drive. I respect his ability. But let's all just sort of, send him all the positive vibes we can and wish him a speedy recovery. And let's also, I know not everyone watching this is from the United States, but let's send all of our hopes and our prayers and our best wishes to the people of North Carolina, especially in places like Asheville that have been hit really hard. People have had their lives uprooted instantly. Some of these people not going to see normalcy for another year or so. It's really bad. So just join me in sending all the love and best wishes that we can. Real quick, let me pay the bills. There are ways to support the channel. There's a buy me a coffee link. In Danny's case, it will be a coffee. In my case, it will be a can of Coke. But just a little bit of money will get you one reaction shot right to the top of the request list. We also have Patreon and channel memberships with some very cool exclusive content there. That just kind of helps us try to improve the look and the sound of the channel. We've come a long way since our beginnings, but we want to make it even better for you guys. I promise we're not spending it on houses and cars. We don't play that money game. And yeah, we have a Discord too, where we would love to hear some loud, passionate voices. And we talk about just about everything there. So with that being said and done, guys, it is time to play the money game.
It's a strange time we're living in. Bull can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strife, fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose. But who's fooling who? A ball chained to your shoes, I'm pained. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game.
So right off the bat, Ren is throwing a lot at us. I like this acoustic guitar groove. It sounds really familiar, but I can't place where I've heard it before. But it's very catchy. It draws you in. It's something you can tap your foot to really easily. Ren has this very unique vocal style where he will shift between different types of singing and speaking and rapping and things that blend all 3 of them together. Um, it was a sung line at the beginning, melodic but rhythmic also. It synced up with the acoustic guitar groove really nicely. Almost had sort of like a gentle sort of rocking flow to it, like waves or something like that, um, which contrasts with the very disturbing visuals here. This gentleman bound, uh, blinded, hooded, forced to play guitar for Ren. interested in seeing where this goes. I want to pull up the lyrics for this too, so I'm already intrigued there. So I'm not going to read the lyrics. Ren does a very good job conveying his lyrics, much better than I ever could. But there are a couple of lines that I want to draw attention to. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. That's by design. They want us to feel inferior. They want us to be dependent upon them. Um, Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose, but who's fooling who? A ball chained to your shoes. Um, there is so much going on that we aren't even aware of. Um, the country's been bought and paid for already, so the idea of like an election, that is an illusion of choice, I guess. The establishment is going to put someone there that will suit their needs. Um, a ball chained to your shoe, yeah, you will not go anywhere. You will stay exactly where you're at. Um, I'm pained. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame. So that makes greed a game that lets the whole world burn. I do not think the pursuit of prosperity should be demonized. We call it wealth. We could also call it prosperity. Um, in order to break free from the control of corporations and government and the establishment and the institutions, we have to acquire some sort of power on our own. We have to have some sort of um, we have to be successful. Um, and the problem with that is sometimes on the way to trying to get there, your intentions may be noble. You're gonna be like, I just want the best for my family. I just want, I just want to be able to help the people that are close to me. I want to be a provider for my people. And you sort of lose your way. It becomes more about the money itself than the reason. Because money itself is like technology. It has no moral allegiance. Money means nothing. It's it is green dyed paper until it goes into the hands of a human who can then use it for whatever they want. A good person will take $1 million and help a lot of people. A bad person will take $1 million and help themselves. Oh, at the expense of others. Okay, I'm talking a lot already. Let us start from the beginning.
It's a strange time we're living in. Bull can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through Parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, stripe, fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose. But who's fooling who? A ball chained to your shoes, I'm pained. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole world burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 a storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
So Ren is very friendly with the reactor community, very generous as well. Um, some, so is he including these pauses in the song just to give us reactors uh, a place to put our thoughts in? Ren's when he shifted into that sort of high singing voice, um, that was beautiful. He'd started off in sort of a lower register with that sort of like rhythmic tone. He had shifted into much more of a spoken, rapped, rhythmic vocal mode, and then he shifted into this really beautiful vocal tone here. That's almost soothing, but then some distortion started to enter. So it was soothing but kind of tortured at the same time. This physically and vocally, Ren is just so expressive. It really is amazing. He really gives his all to every aspect of his performance. Um, and he also seems more than a little nutty in this. I'm not gonna lie. So I want to try to get to that vocal shift again. That is a very disturbing image. Okay, here we go.
Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise to distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
Now one errant note on the guitar, like he wasn't expecting it.
This old money game. Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate. When they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say proudly through gritted teeth, it's my right to hate. That's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder that savages colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant. Cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we make the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak, our opinions aren't our own, and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. Right.
Okay, I have to stop there. There are, first of all, his ability to shift his rhythms from the sort of very crisp but almost casual, sort of moderately paced sound, these rapid fire syllables where he's just firing through them, like and his enunciation is still super crisp. Um, the last line there definitely caught me. There's no left, there's no right. In the middle, we sleep. Our opinions on our own, and we follow like sheep. Yeah, we worship the bleak. And I just read that backwards, but the lyrics there before that, talking about freedom becoming a reason to hate, justifying insults, spitting venom, and then the stuff about immigrants. And then he says, our opinions on our own, and we follow like sheep, and we worship the bleak. So, worshiping the bleak to me, just relating it to what he had said before, I think it's dangerous to create a culture of guilt in a society, especially, to the people that have had no agency in past wrongdoings. Um, I don't think, for instance, a German child born there should be, should bear the brunt of, the sins of Adolf Hitler, for instance. That it's honestly it's a different form of original sin. I definitely think we should be aware of our past, but we also should be aware of, you know, we should be looking at it through very unbiased, practical eyes, and we should be doing what we can to prevent it, while at the same time understanding that the world has changed. The world has was a very different place. Um, but I think what's interesting is that he's saying all of this stuff um, while he's got a guy tied up and hooded and is forcing him to play guitar. So he's basically saying these things that are saying, we shouldn't denounce other people, we shouldn't throw shade at people. Meanwhile, he's terrorizing this poor fellow that he's got tied up and is forcing him to play guitar. That symbolism, I do not think, is unintentional. Um, because us in the West have pillaged and plundered and murdered like savages. Everyone did that. That was just the world back then. That was hardly unique to the West. Um, and I think Ren understands perspective. I definitely think that. And I think the visuals and the lyrics here are sort of both part of the same. Um, they're both telling the same story. But the one line, there's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep, I would disagree with that. I would say that right now there's only the hard left and the hard right, and there is no functional center. It does sort of seem like that to people on the left. If you're not all in with what they think, then you must be all the way on the other side. Same thing with the people on the right. If you're not all in with that, you must be all the way on the left. It is the functional center where we sort of agree to disagree on certain things and try to figure out how to make things work. That's where things get done. Uh, and I do think Ren understands that. So let's go back a little bit more. Just one more thing. Just the camera angles being used here and this very simple setup. I believe this video was pretty much done on a shoestring budget, but man, have they gotten the most out of it. Ren and his team are super good at choosing locations that fit the mood of their song and then maximizing their effectiveness. Let's go back here. See, that's what the symbolism there cannot be understated. He's singing about, we shouldn't denounce these people and we shouldn't do this. Meanwhile, he's threatening this poor guy with a bat. All right, here we go.
America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome. And also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat. The same old TV shows repeat, yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions are our own and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Oh shit. This was escalated. Right, so that's what we would call a cliffhanger. That was intense, to say the least. I was just thinking at the end there, when Ren took off his coat uh, and his mic, I was thinking, for a young man who's spent so much time, ill and bedridden, he's in really good shape. And then he goes and pours gasoline on himself. Again, that symbolism is not, it's very deliberate, obviously. So the interesting thing about the song is, it's always with Ren, it works on, there's so many layers at work there. Like he's talking about issues that are very prevalent in today's society, but he's taking one particular stance from what he's saying that is completely the opposite to what his character is doing in the video. Guys, is anyone familiar with the movie A Clockwork Orange? If they were to remake that, Ren would be fantastic for Malcolm McDowell's part. He he portrays that off kilter lunacy so well, and almost joy joyful cruelty. Um, but yeah, the thing is, so he's taking this particular stance, but then also he's just weaving in these little lines about our opinions not being our own, and like he draws eyes on that hood. It's almost like, to me that symbolizes, powers that be, media, the government, whoever, trying to give us eyes that will only see what they want us to see. Um, and then the references to pointing the finger, to holding up the mirror. So yeah, I think the message that Ren is trying to send, it's hard to break down because it's really complex. But basically, you know, um, it's a version of "Let He Who's Without Sin Cast the First Stone." Like a lot of the people that are um, claiming to be something are in fact the opposite. The people that are uh, pushing certain ideologies do not represent them in their actions. Um, I love how Ren understands nuance, and I'm willing to bet probably in parts 2 and 3 we'll sort of get a sort of an exploration of these layers. But yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with his, and it's not even that I run out of things to say about his vocals. It's just that they're so unique, and I don't have I guess that maybe I need to take some lessons with the charismatic voice or another vocal coach just so I can keep up with Ren. Imagine that. But yeah, this is really compelling stuff, and especially here in America, we've got an election season coming, so a lot of this is hitting home. But yeah, it's it's a song that seems very blunt and forthright at first, but if you look at it, the closer you look, the more layers kind of reveal themselves. Wow. Okay, guys, I would like to know what you think. Do you think my interpretation is correct? Um, how do you interpret the Ren's lyrics here? I think he brings up some amazing things. I would love to discuss these. Um, yeah, if any of you guys if any of you guys want to join our Discord, like that'd be a great place for us to talk. Just let us know. We'll send you a link. But yeah, blown away. So I'm sorry this is late. I will try to have the second one out as quickly as possible, and then the next day, part 3 will come out. So Renegades, thank you very much. Very grateful. And yeah, this is sobering. This is going to make me think. So mental health is real. Be a part of the start. Music is your best support group. Listen to it frequently, and take care of yourselves so you can take care of others. I'm glad to see that Ren's team has stepped up to sort of take care of his social media and stuff while he is being treated. And in North Carolina, a lot of citizens and a lot of nonprofits are stepping up to the plate and getting people the help that they need while the government kind of hems and haws. So thank y'all very much. I'll be seeing you at the next reaction.